Hello, my name is Galina Kurdina. I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I am a victim of criminal, illegal mind control experimentation. I would like to talk to you about laws that defend us and make this influence criminal 100% for sure. I just want to remind you about international and some national Canadian laws, but trust me that similar or even identical constitutional, criminal and civil laws are almost in every country in the world, in America, in Europe, in Russia, in Africa, and so on. So I would like to do it just because from time to time I hear from some targeted individuals, not all, but some targeted individuals, that in order to defend us, new laws must be created. And of course I disagree with this. All laws that defend us have been already in place for decades and maybe centuries. Maybe it makes sense to create more specific and detailed laws against misuse of psychotronic weapons, because these weapons are weapons of mass destruction, and crimes committed by means of these weapons are crimes against humanity. Like there are special laws against misuse of nuclear weapons or biological weapons or chemical weapons, because all these weapons are weapons of mass destruction. Maybe we need some additional specific laws against misuse of psychotronic weapons, because these weapons for sure are even more powerful than atomic bombs. I would like one more time, I would like to remind you about some laws that defend us at this moment. So, first of all, there are a lot of international laws that defend human research subjects. For example, NUREMBERG Code, Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, our Canadian Constitution, reads that everyone has the following fundamental freedoms: freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression. Next, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of the person, and the right not to be deprived thereof except in accordance with the principles of fundamental justice. It means that you cannot be imprisoned, deprived of your freedom, unless you are sentenced by court. Next, everyone has the right not to be subjected to any cruel or unusual treatment or punishment. This is from our Canadian Constitution. Regarding criminal laws, first of all, everyone is criminally negligent who is in doing something or omitting to do anything that is his duty to do, shows wanton or reckless disregard for the lives or safety of other person. Negligence. Negligence of medical people, negligence of police, negligence of RCMP, but first of all, medical people, and negligence of police in Canada. Because medical people label targeted individuals in Canada with false psychiatric diagnosis. They refuse to help us to detect, examine our bodies, detect chips, if some targeted individuals are implanted, to detect electromagnetic attacks upon us, and remove these chips. Next, laws that protect our private property, money. Next, laws against kidnapping. Of course, what is done to us is very similar, close to kidnapping. We are deprived of our thoughts, of our speech, of our actions, of our feelings, even our sensations. So this is maybe interpreted like kidnapping. Assault. We are assaulted with electromagnetic weapons, and this assault causes bodily harm. It means health damage. Next, torture, laws against torture. We are literally tortured. For example, I can say that I was tortured for several years in 2006, 7, 8, and maybe even 9. I was tortured with very loud voices in my head, voices and sounds sent to me by means of so-called microwave hearing. Of course, there are different technologies. We know that these sounds and voices may be induced by means of sonic weapons like lasers, but it is so-called microwave hearing. And every word, it was very, very intensive, idle, malignant talk, and every word was accompanied with sharp pain. It was literal military torture. Now I am tortured with insomnia. For example, today I fell asleep around 5 a.m. Almost every day I fell asleep at 5, 6, sometimes 8, even 10 a.m. Perpetrators stimulate me at night time so much that I go to sleep at my usual time before midnight, but I cannot stay in bed, have to get up and fall asleep in the morning. Next, laws against harassment. And Canadian laws describe in details what it means to harass and be harassed. Of course, laws against, sorry for my false speech, laws against battery with electromagnetic weaponry causing health damage, and breach of privacy. And know that this is psychological torture, what they do to us. We are exposed to perpetrators 24/7. They see everything that we see. They hear everything that we hear. They get all our feelings, emotions, thoughts. If we can't think on our own. Sometimes they deprive victims of this experimentation of ability to think, analyze on their own. So this is actually psychological torture, that we are exposed to criminals 24/7. It breaches, violates our privacy. So I would like to stress one more time, all laws that defend us have been in place for decades and centuries. Everything that criminals do to us by means of psychotronic weapons is illegal, is criminal. These are crimes against humanity. Thank you for your support. Bye.